Breaking travel news in Barbados, taking a look at the state of the industry across the Caribbean. So let's start off. How's the first half of 2025 been for you and your nation?
Okay, so 2024 set a new record in the Caribbean for us also. 2025 has started off, the first half is very much in line with 2024. However, the second half of 2025, from the bookings we have seen both with cruise and the air arrivals and even yachting, looks as though it could carry us even past 2024's figures.
So 2025 could be another record-breaking year for the Caribbean area.
Yes, that's what we're looking for. Of course, there's some challenges. As you realize, our most important source market, the US, has been a shutdown, and that could create some issues for us, because wherever there's uncertainty, we tend to see some kind of dip in the bookings.
And at the conference, uncertainty has cropped up on numerous occasions. And the other thing which has cropped up a lot is airlift, which is obviously very, very challenging for the entire Caribbean nations.
Yeah, airlift is a concern, of course, especially with regards to overnighters, which by and large spend more per capita than the average cruise passenger. So that we consider to be very, very important. Airlift is a challenge. We believe, however, we continue to advocate and now look into new source markets. So for example, the Middle East. We just signed air service agreements with Qatar, with Saudi Arabia. We have had a discussion with Emirates Airlines just last week. So again, look at the new source markets, Africa, Nigeria, all of these things that we're now looking so that we don't become totally dependent on one particular area.
So the Middle East can be very strong. You say service agreements, so what do you think will come out of those signings of service agreements? Is it going to be more flights or code-share flights?
Well, what will happen, I think, is direct flights, I think, will come out of it. Clearly they want to get a foot into the Caribbean. We would be able to benefit because you won't need a visa where you have to traverse or through one of the European countries to get here. You can come directly. So that would be important for us.
These agreements take some time to come into practice. I remember talking to Sheikh Ahmed from Emirates Airline at the Arabian travel market 2 years ago, saying he was very keen to come into the region. Yet 2 years down the line, nothing has actually happened in terms of flights.
Well, what I think is the air service agreement, once it's signed, is fairly easy going forward from there on our side. What I think is that, from what I know, the airlines themselves, they plan their routes 6 to 12 months out. So you will find that even if we came to some kind of agreement, the first flight will not be probably more than 12 months away.
Absolutely. Right, so for people coming to the Caribbean, big choice of destinations. What's going to be, for people thinking about coming over, your unique selling points?
Well,
why should they visit you?
Okay, when you say you mean Caribbean or Antigua and Barbuda? Antigua and Barbuda. Okay, so the importance is that we are uniquely positioned and we are promoting ourselves as a hub. To that end, we have one of the most modern airports in the region with jet bridges, one of the few that has actually has jet bridges. We're now expanding and improving on that to accommodate even more flights. We're presently spending just under $50 million US to resurface the main airport, the runway at VC Bird in Antigua. We also just opened last October the airport in Barbuda International Airport, and that is going to cater to more high-end folks going into Barbuda, which is going to be marketed as a very high-end destination, high-end, low footprint. And so that will allow for the private jets especially to bring the folks right on the doorstep and be out of the airport in minutes.
So some very important development in terms of infrastructure
yes.
and logistics. Now, we've been hearing a lot about the importance of sport tourism. Events as well seem to be a big driver for inbound tourism. What have you got lined up over the next 6 months or so?
Okay, so later this month we're going to have the Caribbean Dinghy Challenge. That's the last week of October.
Yeah.
That's very important because we are now promoting sailing in a big way in Antigua. So that is happening. The first in the first week of December, we have the big boat show, which is a yacht, mega yachts come in, and so that is have a lot of travel agents coming to Antigua to sell time on the yachts. So that is another big event. We also have in November, even though it may not be sport related, we have the Art Week.
Okay. Yeah.
So in addition to that, we have a number of, we now have the headquarters of the West Indies Cricket Board in Antigua. And that is something that I think that we can look to see
There
folks
must have been
coming
a lot
from
of
the other
competition
islands.
to get that.
Right.
Between
Yeah, but
neighbouring
they
nations.
actually, the government worked with them to ensure that they were able to purchase that property. And it's ideal. There are plans now afoot for an investor to work with them to actually put a small hotel right there. There's room for it, which means then it would be an actual location
Right.
where the cricketers can come in and stay and play and go back. The rooms will be right there, right off the
Fantastic.
pitch.
Brilliant.
In addition to that, I know there are discussions with the same investor in terms of bringing a wellness aspect to it, so that the treatment for the cricketers, whether it's a sprained ankle or a pulled
sure.
muscle, that kind of thing.
Very important and a
Yes.
good facility to have alongside the playing facility. Now, cuisine is a big driver, isn't it? It's so important being able to try and enjoy the various cuisines across the Caribbean nations. I heard rumours that this is going to be added to with a Japanese flavour in.
Yes, there's
Right.
that is part of what is going to be at one of the events. As you know, we moved from restaurant week to cuisine month
Yeah. okay.
because the popularity of it and the kind of interest that is
Yeah.
peaked. So we're very, very happy, and of course the idea is to add other infusions to that.
And coming onto your landscape, Nubu, with the restaurant and, is it correct me
Yeah.
saying that they've got a hotel?
Yeah, and then the hotel has started.
Yeah.
But even apart from that, you have a lot of folks that are leaving Antigua, traveling to Barbuda for lunch. It is the only Nobu in the world where the catch line is that the only Nobu property where you can have a swim between courses. It's right on the beach.
Yeah. And you say catch line, I thought you could say they've got their own line there to catch fresh fish.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. So to finish off, the theme of the conference, another theme, one aspect is one Caribbean, one ocean or one Caribbean sea and one Caribbean people. So is this really happening? Is this really working, that aspect?
Yes, I was very pleased to be on a panel this morning where you would have seen the various representatives of different islands in the Caribbean all singing from the same hymn sheet that, look, CTO, take the lead, run with it, advocating for them to really go out and push for the islands, the Caribbean, because we're prepared to have you represent us as a body.
Okay.
So I think that was very important today.
Well, on that note, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on
My
Breaking
pleasure.
Travel News. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.